Let's now see how we could write recursive functions. In day-to-day life, many programmers use these recursive function more extensively. So let's know about how to write these recursive functions from a basic program. And steps in writing recursive program. Basically, a recursive program follows certain steps to get its structure. The steps could be of first one is splitting the problems into subproblems, and the second one could be specifying the base condition. In the later part of the video, I will talk about in detail about each of these steps. For now, just understand that these are the two steps that we can talk about in the structure of a recursive program. And let's understand how we could calculate recursion in a general way. Let's consider factorial program to understand this problem. Let's calculate factorial of 4. 4 can be calculated as 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, which is nothing but the present value into the preceding terms till now. So the value of factorial of 4 turns out to be 24. And let's see the structure of a recursive program that we can write for this factorial program. The basic structure looks like this. It contains a if block and as else block, and what to execute first. The first one could be the if block contains a base condition and the else block contains a recursive function. Now the question arises which one to execute first, whether the base condition or recursive call. In the further part of this video, you will get a clear idea of knowing this. For now, understand that recursive call is the first one to be called, and the second one is a base condition, which is to be mentioned here. And let's understand the steps that we have talked previously. Split the problems into subproblems. Let's consider calculation of factorial of 4, which I know factorial of 1 as 1, but I don't know factorial of 4. Now I am going to derive this factorial of 4 from the intermediate values that I have known previously. I know that factorial of 1 is equal to 1, and then from factorial of 1 equal to 1, I calculate factorial of 2 equal to factorial of 1 into 2, which is nothing but 2 into factorial of 1. And then I calculate factorial of 3 as 3 into factorial of 2. And similarly, I calculate factorial of 4 as 4 into factorial of 3. What has happened is, based on the values that I have known, I derived the value that I want to be known. So here you could derive some certain pattern, like factorial of n could be n into factorial of n minus 1. So this is our recursive function, which we could generically use for any of the programs. And where we have to place, as we have discussed, we have to place this particular recursive function in the else block. We just place it in the else block. And now we need to specify the base condition. Let's understand base condition. So, similarly, consider calculation of factorial of 4. As you can observe here, that factorial of 1, factorial of 2, factorial of 3, factorial of 4 calculated, but the value of factorial of 1 doesn't depends on any other values. If you can see, factorial of 2 depends on factorial of 1, whereas factorial of 3 depends on factorial of 2, factorial of 4 depends on factorial of 3. But where we can see that factorial of 1 doesn't depends on any of the conditions. So we could take this as our base condition and specify in the if block. The base condition is specified in the if block, so just return 1 if the n value is equal to 1. This is the basic factorial program that we can talk about. You could follow this approach to any of the recursive functions, like specifying the recursive function. From recursive function, you could derive the base condition. These are the must and should steps that you must follow to design a recursive function. In the next part of the video, I will talk about different types of recursions that we can talk about. Thank you.